I'm down at Fisherwick Lakes today. I've come onto ripples. I used to fish this a lot. We used to fish it for the perch. There's some chob in here, some nice carp, loads of rudd. Good mixed fishery, to be honest, but we've been on other pools more and we haven't fished this really for a couple of years, so I thought I'll come down and see what I can catch. I'm off to a good start, to be honest. I haven't had a chance to film anything yet because I just wanted to have a quick wander around. There's loads of carp in the margins, get set up and see what I could catch, and put some bait in the edge. Had a rudd straight away, seen some perch come up and take the bait, and I've just got a carp. So let's see what it looks like. It looked like a nice little mirror. Thought I'd get a shot on the mat just before I try and get him up for a video. He's a very cool looking carp. Check him out. How cool's that? Not bad for the first carp. I've been here about 5 minutes and I think there'll be a few more to come. These are sort of rudd that are in here. Nice little palm size as the smallest ones. Fishing right in the edge down here. So let's get this one back and see what else we can get. I'm fishing just down here, I'm fishing simple float tactics, but hopefully let's see if this works. I'm not sure if you can see they're coming up and nailing the maggots as soon as they hit the water. Been some decent perch coming up and hitting them. The value of having polarised glasses, I can see the fish, see what we can do. So as you can see, I'm fishing insert waggler, so nice and sensitive, fishing nice and shallow, probably 2 foot. Something's already nicked that maggot on the way down. There we go. Rudd. Might have to switch to pellets in a bit to try and just focus on the carp, but for now I'm going to enjoy the rudd. Let's get this one out. Don't think this is a rudd. Oh, what we got? We got a tench. Let's get the net. Here we go, it's third species of the day. Nice little tinker. So tench, carp and rudd. Some big roach in here as well. Be nice to catch one of those, but for now I'm happy with that. Gotta love a tench. Now there are some nice carp in here. I've just seen one come up in front of me. They've been feeding right on the spot. And there's some very cool little sort of koi ghosty things. And I'm desperate to catch one of them. We actually stocked them when they moved some. When we did the netting here a while ago, we moved some fish from the stock pond. Some of the cool ones went in here, so we want to be nice to catch one. After all that work of actually getting it in here, it would be good if we could catch one. I had loads of rudd. I finally had a roach. It's only a little one, but we're getting there. Another species. Gone a bit deeper and had a teeny tiny perch. There's way bigger in here, but it's another species. We've had roach, rudd, perch, carp, tench, and I've only been here about half hour. Let's get this one back. Not sure if you can see how much the float's moving because it's full of carp in the margin, like literally inches. Frustrating. They're back. So frustrating. You can see where it's all clouded up where my float is. It's all right under it now. There's several. I can see the carp nudging the float. Oh, man, I got it. Oh, I think I'll have to come back to you. See if I can get into the surface. No, right. I need my hands free. Still going. There's carp even coming in to feed while I'm playing him. A cool one as well. Check him out, how cool's eh? Another little scaly banger on the float fish maggots with a bit of added beetling. Tell you what, the carp can't resist a bit of beetling on your grubs. Let's get him back. So I switched over to a big worm. Try and keep the rudd at bay. And I've had some of the cool little carp in feeding close and just lost one. Right pain. And then a rod managed to take a massive worm. This one's ideal for a perch or a carp or a tench, something bigger. Fingers crossed. Willie's worms work their magic. Wasn't what I had in mind. Check out the size of the worm that little perch has just took. Oh well. That's actually where the peg is, but the lake, the water's a bit high. So the ducks are currently having fun. Actually, the peg's probably a foot 18 inches under the water level. Which is why I'm fishing now. Right, so eventually I've had another one after switching back to maggots. And it looks like a very nice one. So I'm going to need both hands, get the net, actually reel, because I'm not going to get it in one-handed. So I'll be back, hopefully with a carp on the bank. Landed it. Result. Check him out. There's actually been a bigger one swimming around that I quite like, but this one will do for now. I've had to stop for a second just to film something on my phone. Should have bought the GoPro really, because the action's just been too frantic. I had carp, I've had common carp, mirror carp, I've had a few more perch, I've had a load of rudd, I've had one roach, and I've had a tench, so not bad fishing really. All fishing right in the edge. To be honest, I'm just getting roach and rudd, and at the minute I'm flicking a bit of some of the beetling maggots, and oh, there's a big carp in. Hang on 1 second. Right, I need to go. I'm not sure if I just blew that chance, but what I was saying was I'm almost keeping my rod out the water, waiting to see the carp come in and then drop it in there. I hope that they take it. But that was a big fail. It was a really nice common as well, I'd say. It's possibly £8 to £10. Most of them in here are probably around, I'd say £4 to £5. There's a few smaller ones, but that one was a bit bigger, and there's one that's doing the rounds that's a lot bigger, and I'd like to catch that one if I can. But let's see what happens. Got plenty of time left. There's a carp there again. I forgot how much I enjoyed this pool. It can be tough at times. But when it's fishing well like today, you gotta love it. All you can hear is, well, you can hear farm. I was gonna say all you can hear is birds, but you can hear the farm machinery as well. But plenty of birds and different things to listen to. Get your dose of being out in the country anyway. Oh, I thought I got it then. And while we're at it, are you subscribed? Go and subscribe now. Go on, do me a favour, just get subscribed. We want to get loads of these little videos out. Got loads of old stuff coming. Loads of new stuff. Just want to put more of an effort into getting some of our videos that we've recorded thousands and thousands of videos and God knows how many photos. I want to try and get them all up on YouTube for the kids to look back on when they're older. We're off to Gilham's in the summer. That'll be good. We're gonna graft. Trying to strike left-handed here while I hold the phone. So as I was saying, we're going to Gilham's, and Cosmo and I are planning to graft our bots off there to get some new species and try and catch some massive fish. You don't want to miss those, so definitely get subscribed, hit the notification button, like, comment, tell us what you'd like to see us doing, what you'd like to see us catching, what you'd like to see us fishing for. If you want any advice, any information, different styles of fishing, we'll give anything a whirl. I love a bit of float fishing though. Can't beat it. But it is about time we got a fly gear out. We haven't been fly fishing in ages. We were talking about that the other day. What do you want to see us do? Let us know in the comments. Now, if I don't get one of the cool ones here, they're pretty visible. They're like bright yellow. They're pretty visible. And I know there's a few in the edge further down the lake. And if I don't get one here, I'll have a wander down and try and stalk one out the edge if I can. If nothing else, I'll see if I can show you one in the water. I've been coming in and feeding on this spot, but for some reason the bigger commons and mirrors seem to bully them off. And they come in and try and take a bait and just get pushed out the way by the mirrors and the commons. But while we're here, there's still a chance. So it's not exactly a 2-pounder. I haven't had any that big from this pool yet. I think the biggest about 115, so it's been close. But it's a nice perch. I'll take that. Pleasant little surprise. It's getting back. So I thought I'd come stalking, see if I could get a cool one. They're spooking really quick, but fishing a small bunch of maggots really shallow, and I've had one. It's taken about 5 minutes. Result. Here he is, little common. Won't do any photos with him, I'll just unhook him and send him back, I think. It's not massive, and I've had to stalk it, but I've got one of the cool ones, and it's only a little one, but I got one. That's what I came for. Check it out. Little cool one. These are the ones that we put in out of the stock pond in March, and I just wanted to come and catch one. I went and stalked it out the edge in the end because they were just proving too hard to catch where I'm sat. But I got one, and that's the main thing. So I switched back to my original spot and put a worm on, and this animal has just ripped off. I'm guessing it's carp from the way it went. But it's been a bit of a pest in terms of trying to land it. It's probably tiny, isn't it? Decent. Right, 2 hands required. There it is. He's in the net with a common. Check him out. Couldn't resist the worm. Fishing a little bit deeper and just off the ledge. And he absolutely annihilated it, winning. God, it's hot. Not complaining though. Now, what I would say, whilst I'm very happy I caught a carp, put that worm on because I've seen a few perch. I'm hoping for one of the big perch that live in this lake. It'd be nice to do a 2-pounder from it. We've done it. Milo's had a 2-pounder from Bridgepool. I've had a 2-pounder from Pump and Triangle, or the Trump as we like to call it. We've been close here and in some of the other pools, but right, I've got one. Got a bite. Missed it. And I concentrate for a bit. Next time I'm bringing the GoPro, it's easier. Really sunny day. and then it started chucking it down. As soon as I've only got a t-shirt, for the sake of a few minutes fishing, I've come and sheltered under the tailgate of the van for 5 minutes. Mad. I mean, the sky's gone really black in the distance. Oh, my chair's going to get wet now. Didn't think this through. Might go and turn it over. Top tip though, if you ever do what I've just done and leave your rod out of the water, make sure there's no bait on it. With a worm and a maggot on there, would have been easy for a duck to pick it up, so I made sure I've taken them off. God, look at this. Don't want to go out really, but look at the state of that. Chucking it down, hoping it's just a random storm passing that'll be gone in 5 minutes, but feels like it's got the potential to last a few minutes longer than 5. Wind's not blowing fast enough. Although it's picking up. It's gone cold as well. Oh well. Can't book the weather, can you? Just have to put up with it for now. At least, like I said, I got the tailgate of the van to shelter under. Although if it gets any worse, I'll be in the van. Getting worse. I thought it'd blow over, but it's sort of blown in. Everything's going to be soaked. Killer. And now we've got thunder. 10 out of 10. Glad I got the van with me. I was going to come in my car, and then I'd have been really unhappy because everything wet would have gone in my car. It's not so bad in the van. Trying to stop. I want it to go back to being warm, so all my stuff dries before I go home. The question is, do I go home, like when it stops raining, run, pack it up and go to the gym and be fit and healthy, or do I stay here and do some fishing and be mentally healthy? Probably stay here. Oh, thunder, come on. Oh, seems to be slowing down. Thunder doesn't know. It's at times like this that I wish I'd just grabbed my bag and my chair, because they're going to be soaked now. Can it just stop raining, please? Just for 5 minutes. Well, I was going to say to dry stuff out, but it won't. At times like this, having a van's really handy. Can't get in it properly because got like a fold down bed in the back. I'm having to slide in. It's better than being outside getting soaked. Oh, it's getting worse again. I thought it was getting better. I'm only in a t-shirt and shorts. On the upside. No, there's no upside, is there? All my stuff's going to be soaked. All the ground's going to be wet and muddy. And if it doesn't blow over soon, I'm in trouble. And the worst bit, by far, bursting for a week. I do get why the kids like it now. We did a video at Barston once. Well, no, I don't think we made a video, but we fished Barston once in the winter, and the weather was like this. And the kids sat in here pretty much the whole time, apart from when there was a bite, and then they'd run out, have the fish, put it in a net, because it was only blowing over. Jumped back in the van, and then once it stopped raining, we could go and do photos. It reminds me actually of years and years ago, probably Cosmo. I don't know if Cosmo was even born, so it's got to be around 16 years ago. So he might have been 2 actually. So probably 14 years ago. I was on the Runs water here, and I come down like this, t-shirt and shorts, with my carp fishing gear. Lugged it all out the car to a peg. No one had fish all day. They were all blanking. And a storm like this blew out of nowhere. I got drowned. All I could do was hide under a tree. And that was a very small tree and didn't do a lot. I was absolutely soaked. And then as soon as the rain eased, I banged the rods out. And I think I had 8 fish in about an hour and a half. I don't think everyone else around the lake was overly impressed with me. Literally rocked up, got soaked, caught 8 fish, left, went home. But sometimes, right place, right time. Storm put a bit of extra oxygen in the water. The fish went on a mad feeding frenzy. And no one else was like recasting or rebaiting after the storm. Whereas I just got straight out there and put a bit of bait in with a catapult. I sprayed it over like quite a big patch. And cast my rods out, and the rest, like I say, is history. 8 fish. You have to take these chances, don't you? But I'm not getting wet for a little rod. Yeah, it's not my bag. I don't mind it if I was catching something big, but for a little palm-sized rod on the float, I'd rather stay dry for a bit, thanks. The worst thing is my maggot bucket's going to be full of water and all the maggots are going to escape. But on the upside, as quick as it's come, he's gone, or going. Blue sky, and a bit of grey cloud left, but dare to go out in it because it's only spitting now. Look at that. Blue sky that way, black sky that way. So that's what's just blown over. Look how black that bit is there. Oh. And only a little bit of the cloud left to go, and then we've got blue skies. Be back fishing again in a minute. Once I've had a wee, because if not, it's not going to be pleasant. Hopefully you'll be pleased to know, looks like the rain stopped. I've been able to go for a wee, so accident averted. Now to go and have a look at how wet all my gear is. Let's get fishing, see if we can catch another one before we go. Woo. Guessing. Tripped over a bramble. Everything's got a bit wet. Oh, the maggots are literally in half an inch of water. Brilliant. So the sun's out after the storm. My first fish, a little rudd. Missed out on a couple of carp, they'd come in. Might put a fat worm on again. Well, I appear to have had a load of these slimy fellas moving. It's not the first one I've caught. I wasn't getting much on the maggot, so I switched back to worm. Bream. Persevered on the worm for a bit. Keep catching rudd, micro perch. No carp. To be fair, I've only seen a couple of carp since I've come back. Too late now to leave to make it to the gym, so the question is, what do I do? Do I just go all out for the rudd, maggots and... Oh, tiny perch. And when I said tiny perch, I meant tiny. It was just over an inch long. An inch. Right. See what happens. I'm going to persevere on the worm until this last worm falls off. I'm going to use worm again, switch to maggot and caster and see what I can get with that. Hopefully the carp will come back, but it's not looking likely. I think it could be a sign. All I'm getting are these teeny tiny little rudd at the minute. Driving me mad. Can't even get the big rudd. Maybe it's time to go home. One more cast. I've been sat in a wet chair. I have a proper soggy bottom. What I am going to do is I'm going to take the chair inside to dry out tonight, which I'll be popular for. And I am also going to take my tackle bag in because that's soaked. So I'm going to give it a dry out, but I'm going to use it as an opportunity to have a sort out to right state. Loads of rubbish in there. Half packet, well, hooks that there's no hooks, they're just packets. So have a clear out, see what I've got, see what I need to top up on. Down on shot as well, certain sizes, so I can make a little list and go shopping. Look, don't know if you can see it, there's one right in the edge. Can you see it? Oh, well, that's where it was. And you can see how clouded up it is. There's some. Where the ducks have just gone into where I've been fishing. There's carp underneath them, but it's so murked up now. Should have carried on fishing. But you can say that all the time. I'd rather get home, see the kids. I haven't seen them yet since I went to school this morning. Cosmo had one of his GCSEs earlier, so fingers crossed. He did all right in the exam. Game over. See you later.